into the lobby, and hopefully we'll be getting started again in just a bit. Looks like a little bit of a client crash from what I understood, yes, from HasuObs there. So we're going to be going in with attempt number 2. Censure has decided he's currently switching to Terran, so we better tell him to sort that out. There we go. Selected Zerg now, and we should be heading into the game shortly. Todd,
you understood that, huh?
You're trying to provoke trolling, Todd.
His French might as well communicate a little bit.
But no, he's not picking the imbalanced race. He will be playing Zerg, and we're going to be hopping straight into ESET UK Whirlwind.
Well, what is this icon around? I mean, is it gold or... This is not Grandmaster, right? This
no,
color around.
The one on HasuObs is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he might be borrowing someone's account.
Yeah, I don't think he's in gold.
He's definitely not in gold, man. I can assure you that. All right, guys, we're back here on Whirlwind. A little bit different spawning locations this time. We have in the bottom right-hand corner the blue Protoss representing Team Mouse Sports. We have HasuObs, who is going to be facing off against the red Zerg player in the top right-hand corner. He came through the Bring Your Own Computer qualifier here, and he is now in group play trying to get one of those top 3 spots to qualify for the bracket stage on Sunday. We have Censure.
I think Censure might have had a pretty epic trip, because somebody 2 days ago asked me about the address of this tournament, and he was telling me that Censure was going to fly to London, or to Heathrow or something, and he was asking me if this place was close. And I think it's not so easy to get here, like if you don't know exactly.
Yeah, you kind of have to know. I mean, I popped up here from London, but I've been here before. It's kind of cheating a little bit. It's about 2 hours on the train and you have to change. I can imagine for someone who hasn't been here before, it can get a tad confusing. And getting from Heathrow to the train station at Euston as well could be a pain if you're not sure what you're doing.
Someone told me like how to get here exactly. So for me it was easier.
Yep.
But yeah, coming back to the game, HasuObs again opening with a gateway. I didn't like his opener in last game. I think he fell behind early on, and then Censure, he had the big advantage. He did not exploit it. The defense from HasuObs was good enough to bring him back and secure the first game. But if he was to open the same way and not do as much damage, if this time Censure plays a lot more solid than he did in the first game, I think he would be in a good shape. But he's gone for the hatch first here, actually. He's going to go for the pull on 16 behind this. And HasuObs, he's not very fortunate. He's going to scout this last. If you scout this first, you can adapt. You can go for maybe a 4-gate or go for a very different build. You know that there is not going to be links out early on, so you can play more greedy or go into full offense mode. But HasuObs, he does not. He will not mind, I think. He's just gone for the same Nexus as he did in the previous game after his gate, and he's going to throw it on his first assimilator here. Yeah,
this is kind of similar to taking a little bit of a gamble like we were talking about at the end of that last game, where it's a big map. Censure is going, well, if he doesn't scout me first, I might be able to get away with playing just a little bit more greedy, and Hasu is going to scout him last, so that hatch into the 16 pool seems, at this point, to be okay, because Hasu's not going to know that for sure until he pops in with the probe.
And yeah, he's about to. He's going to see that hatchery, know immediately that it was a hatch first, and from there he can decide what he goes for. I've seen Naniwa stream a lot of very aggressive games where he would go for a very quick Nexus and then add on a couple extra gates without a second gas, and then put some big pressure on the Zerg, because a lot of Zergs, they take a quick third, even if you open differently than just Forge Expand. So HasuObs here, it does not look like he wants to do that. He's going to add a second assimilator. He's going to get a second Zealot, actually, behind his first Zealot. So maybe a very quick Mothership Core behind this. He's already started Warp Gates, so he's going to have extra gas by the time this Zealot finish. If he would go for the Mothership Core here, he could attack with 2 Zealots and 1 Mothership Core and just try to kill the Queen by the expansion of Censure. Remember, in the previous game, Censure, he didn't get any extra Queens. So HasuObs might have noticed that and try to punish it, or he might just be 2 Zealots for the sake of it.
And he didn't have creep spread between his bases as well, so it makes it very, very difficult for a second or third Queen inside the main base to come down to the natural too. So very valid points there, Todd. It's definitely something that I think HasuObs can utilize here, and there is the Mothership Core at the natural expansion.
And the 2 Zealots were to wall off at his ramp, actually. HasuObs seems to be a little bit worried about the gas play of his opponent. He does not want link speeds to run in there. He's not going to try to wall off by his expansion just yet. We have a Mothership Core started, had his expansion, so he's going to delay his sentry a little bit. He's just starting it now, and he's going to start completely walling off, except for a small exit/entrance by the front of his base. He has a probe in position between both players' bases. He might send it into his opponent's base later on to try and spot how many drones and gases there might be at the expansion. But actually, he's going to hide it in a corner for now. This might hint for proxy pylon and some aggression as well. Just like in the first game.
All 4 gases are being taken now by Censure. That 4th one in his main base only just getting taken, and the layer is almost done as well. This is only the 6-minute 30-second mark. So are we going to see potential Mutaplay come out here on Whirlwind?
I think there's a good chance that he wants to go for it, but will HasuObs allow that? He hasn't been getting extra units. He's only chrono boosting probes right now, but he's going to go up to 3 gates here in a second. He's getting a 4th as well. He's proxying a pylon.
And we have a Nidus network and a Hydralisk being popped out here in the main base from Censure, so his cards are revealed here.
He already has the Overlord in position too.
This could be sick.
If Censure can get enough Hydralisk out, which I think he should be able to before HasuObs gets a big enough unit count to deal with those, he's going to be in a great position here. And HasuObs is pressing forward right now. He's moving out with his Mothership Core, 2 Zealots, and 1 Stalker is whopping in a couple extra Zealots. But I mean, those gate units, they're not going to do great against Hydralisk at all.
I like the fact that these Lings are just being sent towards the wall as well of HasuObs. It's making HasuObs think, oh, maybe he's preparing for attack at my front, and maybe that will delay his push into the natural just a little bit. We'll see what he decides to do. Of course, he could just go for the counter.
And Censure, again, in this game, just like in the previous one, he hasn't been able to spot this push as it starts. Oh, we have an Nidus starting, but the pylons can... Oh, he can't see it. He's going to send the probes to try and cancel it. It's in the main.
Oh, and the probes are getting a bit of a surround. The pylon coming down, a Stalker popping out. The Nidus is up, but it's at about 20 hit points, and it goes down. Censure not able to get the Nidus network into the base of HasuObs. However, the army at the front in the meantime for HasuObs was cleaned up.
He can just Nidus the front, and that's exactly what he's going to do here. Hydras are going to stream in. He needs to put his units inside of the Nidus. Okay, he's finally going to do it, and he's going to have a lot of army supply here. 33 to 13 right now. HasuObs. Where is his Mothership Core? He's coming back right now. He's going to have enough energy in a minute. Oh, not in a minute. In a couple seconds here to use a Photon Overcharge. But I mean, he might lose his entire wall. We have an Overlord being able to spot this wall here. And Censure is looking to put some heavy damage and maybe finish his opponent off in this first game.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, the cannon's gone down now as well, so the Hydras can snipe the buildings from afar. Those 2 gateways and the Forge are potential sniping distance now. We have a Nidus coming in the same place in the main base. Can Censure get a 2-pronged attack in? How many units does he have inside that Nidus network at the moment? None. But do we have probes being pulled once again from HasuObs? No! He's too busy sorting out the main at the moment. There's the second Nidus, and the Hydras and Lings go back into the network and come back up into the main base. Nice move.
And you know, this is one of the worst moments to be in as a Protoss. When you hear that noise and you know that his junior main HasuObs, he's just going to try to come back and defend. But I mean, he has only a couple sentries. 3 Zealots and 1 Stalker. That's not going to do anything at all against those Hydralisk and Zerglings. Right now, Censure, he just has to micro, make sure that he stays grouped with his army and does not lose units inside of those force fields. And nicely done. So actually, HasuObs is going to sack his main here. He's just pulling back into his expansion. He's going for a Void Ray. I mean, against that many Hydralisks?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult, definitely. We've got creep spread inside the main base of HasuObs. Now he's coming back in. He wants to try and defend it. Does he? No, the Nexus going down. He is going to head back down the ramp. There are just too many units here from Censure. HasuObs can't do too much about it at the moment. The supplies are 98, now 100 to 70, and the work supply 40, 42 in our Zerg players' favor as well. HasuObs down to now a single mining base, and the third now just being taken by Censure. It's going to be so difficult for Hasu to come back.
He's losing every single building in his main. I mean, he has creep outside of his expansion right now. It's like one of those movies, you know, where they scream, you're surrounded. Like, what can he do? If he moves out, Censure is going to know it immediately. And HasuObs is just trying to crank out as many units as possible to try and do something in this game. But he's only on gate units right now. He has a Stargate that's not going to do anything. He's going to go for the Cybernetics core. I think he wants to go into Colossi on one base, but Censure behind this. He's added a third. He can just go for a couple rounds of drones here and play a macro game sort of from there.
And the Void Ray picking off the Nidus network in the main base. So what does he do? He just builds a Nidus network right where the hatchery, the Nexus rather, used to be. So another Nidus back in the main base. HasuObs will not know if extra units are being sent to reinforce this at the moment. The Void Ray in the meantime has taken out another Overlord, but it's just not doing enough damage at this point.
Oh, and I think HasuObs is going to try to clean whatever is in his main right now. He's getting a lot of gate units, he's getting an extra Void Ray. If he can clean everything that's in his base, he can retake it and from there he can stabilize on 2 bases and go into a regular game. But a couple force fields here being used, but not trapping any of the Hydralisks.
Yeah,
actually protecting them.
That's a good point. Yeah, managing to pick off the queen, but not much else, and he really needs to do more damage than that if he wants to reclaim the space. We have got some spine crawlers up now as well, so that's really going to cement Censure's position here, and Hasu is going to try and prod up once again. He sees that the spine crawlers are almost complete, and he's heading back towards an actual. So the spines can move forward within range of the ramp, and that's going to make it so difficult for Hasu.
And Censure is actually attacking into Photon Overcharge here. We have a couple of cannons being added on. One of them might be cancelled here. Censure being a little bit indecisive here. He might throw it on. Yeah, he's going to bring those spine crawlers up the ramp. And HasuObs is literally trapped in this game. I mean, he sent out his 2 Void Rays. He's killed 1 Overlord with those. But right now, even though he's going to warp a couple units to really reinforce them,
and
that's not going to do much.
He's massively supply blocked, and he hasn't even started a pylon.
And we have another Nidus.
Oh dear. So
at the front of the expansion of HasuObs.
It's going to be so difficult. And
I
wow,
think he wants to flank from 2 sides.
Yep, 3 spine crawlers going down now at the ledge there. He's going to try and hit down. The Nidus at the front is going to get taken up, but his army's a little bit out of position. Looks like he gets back in time though, and the spine crawler just going to pick away at that gas and those probes. Very frustrating position to be in. 134 to 79 supply now in favor of Censure.
And Censure is on 50 drones. He's mining from 3 bases. He's very well saturated. HasuObs, he's on 39 probes, but 34 out of the max 24 by his expansion. Not all of those are mining. He's only on 800 income to 1600 right now. So Censure going to be very far ahead here in a minute if HasuObs does not make something happen. He does try to make something happen by moving out. I think there's going to be enough Hydralisks to deal cost effectively against the Stalkers.
Yep.
Killing the Mothership Core here as well. Censure is marching towards victory with his Hydralisks here.
Exactly. He got the sentries, he got the Mothership Core, and now HasuObs is reliant on that 3rd base, which is only halfway done. For him to get mining. I think it's going to be game over here. 40 supply versus 150. Censure is marching into the natural of Hasu. GG! And the series now levels itself at 1-all.